Buddy, Corey here, Renegade Jeeps. Just here about to do the installation of my American Trail Products Renegade carrier bearing skid plate. If you just saw my last video, you saw me torture test this thing, and now I'm ready to get it put onto the Jeep and see how she looks and fits. To do this, I got myself a 1/4 inch ratchet with a 13mm deep well socket on it. You can use a 3/8. This is just, I had this handy. It was right there. I grabbed it real quick. I got all my hardware needed. It's just 4 nuts, 4 washers. I got my instructions. They tell me everything in the parts list it comes with. The skid, a little bit about the skid plate, and on the back it tells me step by step what to do. And at the end of it, it tells me to go ahead and post a picture on Facebook and Instagram showing everybody how awesome it looks on your Jeep. So, alrighty guys, let's go ahead and get into this. Okay everybody, I'm here underneath the Jeep now with the skid plate, and I just, you just want to make sure you got everything underneath within hand's reach, unless you have another set of hands. But make sure when you're putting this thing on, these longer tabs, get this thing in a little bit better so you can see. See how the tabs in the back and the tab are shorter than the tabs in the front here with these gussets on. That just indicates your front and the back. So then you just go ahead, line up the 4 studs underneath, get it started up on, and to make it easy on yourself, just go ahead and get one of the nuts just hand tight, so that way it doesn't accidentally fall on you. Because be realistic here, this thing isn't this, you don't want this thing cracking in the head. So let me get this up on and I will jump back into this. I got the skid plate up in there. I got my four nuts and washers on there. What I like to do then is when I'm tightening, I like to go crisscross pattern. As I'm just using a 1/4 inch ratchet, 13mm deep well socket. You don't really have to crank on these things. The instruction calls for 18 foot-pounds of torque. I don't know if you guys use those kind of gauges a lot. That's not that much. So I just like to go crisscross, so that way it seats itself up there real nice and snug. Just gonna go a little on each stud. Get it up there. Oh. There we go. Sorry about that. Ratchet was messing up a little bit. Just gotta take a little time, tighten them up. No big deal. One thing to notice though, and I'll zoom in on it in a little bit, is the way these go, the nuts go on here, is you want to make sure that the bevel side is facing the ground, so the flat side's actually touching the skid plate. Because it's the way these are lock nuts, and that's the way that they lock together. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that, and they don't think that these aren't lock nuts. Let me just get this guy nice and snug. Get this guy nice and snug. And nice and snug. So, this whole installation took me, even with explaining everything to you guys, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, not even. This is not a process. If you need to jack your Jeep up, mine has the ATP 2.0 lift on it. I'm able to crawl under my Jeep without a jack. It might take you a little longer to jack your Jeep up on one side, but that's no big deal there. And if you do jack your Jeep up, put a jacks underneath it for safety. So, but yeah, this is simple process, and that's about all there is to her. So let me get you a better picture of the skid plate, and we'll get out of here. Alrighty guys, there it is, the American Trail Products carrier bearing skid plate, fully installed. As you can see on all sides, I got my space between my drive shaft and my exhaust pipe to where nothing's rubbing on that little divider plate. The skid plate's good. See how the beveled nut is on the bottom? That's, like I was saying, no big deal. Just keep an eye out for that. I got everything nice and tightened. The skid plate looks great under the vehicle. Let me crawl back a little bit so you can see what it looks like from the side. yeah, it's laying flush with the whole vehicle. You look underneath it a little bit, you can see the skid plate. I mean, it's not just going to randomly hit stuff. This thing, I mean, my exhaust pipe is about the same, you know, same level with this thing. So it's not like it's hanging down. It's going to catch you up on anything else. So if you are off-road, don't worry about catching this thing. It's just if that rogue rock does come out of nowhere, you're not replacing an entire drive shaft. So, but yeah, I mean, that's all there is to it. Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. If there's any kind of questions or comments, please feel free to message us. I mean, other than that, this is Corey from Renegade Jeep signing off. Thanks, guys.